Hey, Starling. So it's Libra season. We have the sun in Libra, which is an air sign. Obviously, it's the middle air sign. So it's about you and me looking at each other, opposing each other, space in between, not merging, relating. So you need space to relate. Once you've merged, you're in a water zone and it's not relating. You are one. You need at least two people to relate. So the moon is moving through Aquarius at the moment. It's just past Pluto in Aquarius for a little intensity, and it's forming a flowing aspect. So the sun in Libra and the moon in Aquarius, what a bubbly, fabulous combination. This is really nice for getting a bit of perspective, having conversations, and maintaining a little bit of detachment and neutrality, sharing information. We also have a bit of a T square going on, which is moving more into position. So after those crazy eclipses, that was so intense, wasn't it? And I think part of the intensity were the other aspects that were, caught up in all of that, and the Mars square Pluto. So that is moving off now, and it just feels so much better. That was I found that really intense, and it's almost like the square between the Mars and the Pluto was overshadowing the eclipses. So Mars in Scorpio is very powerful. It's its old ruler, and square Pluto, Mars in Scorpio, it's all just it's like that. And now, we're going from shock to shock if you are watching geopolitical events, especially coming out of the US. Friends there tell me there's new directives or announcements every day that are just quite shocking. I'm not following it too closely because I've got other things to do with my nervous system currently, and it's all a bit much. I've actually gone into a bit of a rest and digest mode after coming back from the UK. So on with it. We're coming back to these chats again because I've just totally fallen off the wagon with them. So let's get back with this T square. In the T square, we have at the apex is Jupiter in Cancer, forming the bottom of the T square, which is actually a triangle, is Chiron opposite Mercury, or Mercury opposite Chiron. So that means we have Mercury square Jupiter, Chiron square Jupiter, Mercury square Chiron. So that when it's in a full aspect involving at least three, you're going round and round and round in circles. And usually they say the apex is the way out. The apex is the answer, and that's Jupiter in Cancer, because of course Cancer squares Libra and Aries. So let's look at the base of the T square, which is Mercury in Libra opposite Chiron in Aries. So Mercury is communication in Libra. Obviously it wants diplomacy and the ability and the chance to negotiate. Chiron in Aries, of course, Aries is all about let's just do it now. There's no time for discussion. We're just going to make decisions and push on, move fast, break things. With Chiron, it means there's a wounding, the wounded healer, wounding around that ability to just take action, or it could be actually breaking things as you take action, causing harm. Opposite of Mercury in Libra, Chiron Mercury would be words that are wounding, like you're hearing things that's really not working for you. There's it's hitting you, it's a wounding, and it's coming from someone else, or you say something and it's inadvertently hurting someone else. It's like that minefield that is, if you're not up with it, saying the wrong thing. It's so easy. There's so many things that are changing and very rapidly. People's sensitivities are very high, and the more that people watch and get triggered, their nervous system triggered by all the, terrifyingly negative war, people being harmed, a lot of fear mongering, and of course real fear that's, it's based on reality, but also the fear for the future rather than planting, this is what we're going to do, let's go, let's get that spirit strong. It's not so much of that, I find. So people are ready to combust. It doesn't take much if you're already primed. So the Jupiter on top of that could be in Cancer also. It's actually quite strong in Cancer. It can be overdoing it because it's squaring both, just overdoing it, saying too much, Too much with the sensitivity, overdoing it. Jupiter in Cancer. Jupiter is about expansion and bringing more of. It can be luck and opportunity. Cancer is about food, home, emotional safety and security, the very immediate family, your emotional connections, but very family. It's really not interested in the larger world. Cancer by itself, that takes other things to go with it, or they can take the nurturing part and family idea of Cancer and apply it to a larger group, perhaps. But yes, so overdoing all of this, not great. I mean, when I flew back through Doha, there were peace talks that Qatar was facilitating, hosting, that Israel bombed. The talks gone. So I think that was very that Mars Pluto, but we're still sort of that's kind of the vibe for this. It's like, no way, not even getting the opportunity to have that discussion. So with friends, have discussions, or maybe switch to something that you can feel that it's calming you. Just think about your audience. Why, you might be taking something straight from social media and then or the news and applying it, like dropping that bomb into a different context. That, I mean, is it really necessary? Are we going to facilitate a discussion about things, or are we just like losing it and looking for, I don't know, just kind of picking something up and bringing that chaos to, like, amplifying that chaos? Sorry, I'm not being very clear. Amplifying that chaos and fear, in which case you're a foot soldier for what's happening, in a way. Like, there's discussion, and then there's so many different ways to go about this. So that T-square is building up, so that's quite tense coming in over the weekend. Venus rules Libra, and Venus is currently in Virgo. So detail oriented, the nitty gritty of relationships, design, beauty, doing the little things for people that help a lot. Also, it's Libra season, ruled by Venus. Get out to art galleries, enjoy beautiful spaces, really notice their ambience, create social, convivial, opportunities as well. Let's weave that fabric of our network together and our relationships. Libra is very concerned with equality, fairness, justice. It's Lady Justice with the scales, of course. So think about that this month, about, what are you also doing to make other people feel welcome, harmonizing the space, obviously not putting yourself out too much. Like, other people, don't do all the heavy lifting. Share that around and enjoy the beauty also, and look for, also in other people, look for the beauty in them. Like, how can you guide the conversation or the energy between you and the environment to be a beautiful harmonizing vibration and energy exchange and interaction, so that you both come away from that just lifted into a better place, and then you bring that out into the world, rather than that like angsty aggro that's happening. I'll also say beware of division. We want to harmonize and balance. Beware of division. It can show up in so many ways, and the archetypes are there for that to happen. We've just seen a couple in the astrological community go off, and also the way things are being almost dictated in the US. It's almost like the way that the algorithms work, that people have cottoned onto that, and this is becoming a social norm. And the more, rage baiting or terror inducing announcements, the way things can be announced or approached or delivered, is sort of becoming that norm. So I would, and it gets clicks, which can be attention. It's an attention economy, which equals money and opportunities, in some ways livelihood, but at the detriment of society. So just really being aware of that and not falling into it, going into repair as soon as possible, and just having that one-on-one conversation rather than perhaps out in front of everyone. Like, remaining professional is a positive. But I guess just, yeah, having a discussion, looking at where one might be wounded. This is the Chiron opposition, where one might be living out one's own wounding and projecting that onto others. Chiron is also about themes are abandonment and feeling rejected and not fitting in, and that's certainly a theme that's come through in some of the division I've seen lately. So it does make me wonder which ones are just getting onto that new way of gaining clicks and attention. I know the one in the two in the Astroverse, Astroland, the last couple of weeks have come straight up on my Facebook feed, and I don't use Facebook except to go check my messages and post things. And I can't avoid the feed because you have to land on that page. So the first thing that comes up, I always see, and these things are at the top of the page because they're gaining traction. So it does make me question whether there is, conscious or not, an ulterior motive to engaging that way publicly. So, yeah, we all have a place to play. We can create our culture, or we in whatever way we want to. You know, we can only do what we can do individually. So bring consciousness to your relating game. Have a wonderful day and a brilliant weekend.